The dusty wind blew through the empty streets as she whispered, "I'm lost." Her voice trembled, carrying the weight of years filled with pain and silence. The shadows of broken dreams followed her with every step, each echo in the empty town reminding her that she had nowhere to belong. As she stumbled along the worn path, her eyes caught a figure standing tall and confident against the setting sun. A tall man, with a calm presence and eyes that seemed to see her soul, tipped his hat and said simply, "Then follow me home." Her heart skipped a beat, confusion and hope colliding in her chest. She had trusted strangers before and been burned, but something about him felt different, something that promised safety without asking. She hesitated, her heart racing as the cool evening breeze tugged at the edges of her worn coat, unsure if trusting a stranger could ever be safe. The cowboy's eyes, calm yet kind, held a sincerity that seemed to cut through the fear clutching her chest, offering protection without demanding anything in return. His presence radiated a quiet strength, like the steady hum of a heartbeat in the silence, reminding her that not all paths were lined with danger, that some roads led to unexpected safety. Behind him, the horizon glowed with the dying light of the sun, painting the sky in hues of amber and crimson, casting long shadows that stretched toward them like fingers of doubt reaching for her courage. Every instinct screamed caution, yet a tiny flicker of hope dared to spark within her. She glanced down at the dirt-streaked boots beneath her feet, and then back at the man who had appeared from nowhere, an enigmatic figure who seemed to hold the promise of something she had forgotten existed: belonging. She was a widow, wandering alone with no one to turn to, every step heavy with sorrow. Her past clung to her like shadows, suffocating her with memories of love lost and promises broken. The town that once felt familiar now seemed cold and unwelcoming, its doors closed to her grief, its streets echoing only her loneliness. Every glance from strangers reminded her that she was invisible, a soul left behind by a world that had moved on. He, a wealthy cowboy, rode through life with the wind at his back, a man of fortune and charm, but behind the polished exterior lay a secret emptiness no amount of gold could ever fill. His heart, though armored and guarded, recognized pain when he saw it, and fate had drawn their paths together in this desolate moment. Two broken souls from opposite worlds now stood on the edge of an unexpected journey, where hope and trust would be tested. Before either dared to open their hearts, she hesitated, her heart still trembling with fear as they moved forward, her mind torn between caution and curiosity, her thoughts racing with memories of past betrayals and long nights of solitude. The cowboy rode beside her with unwavering calm, his presence a steady anchor amid the storm raging in her chest, his gentle words slipping into the spaces of her broken thoughts like sunlight through storm clouds, reminding her that not all strangers carried danger, that some could be gentle healers of wounds she thought would never close. Every mile they traveled together became a testament to her courage and to the quiet power of patience and compassion. Each glance exchanged revealing trust building where suspicion once ruled, each shared silence a bridge over the chasm of her loneliness. The landscape around them rolled by in a blur of golden fields and distant mountains, mirroring the tumult within her heart. Yet even in the vastness of the open land, she felt that his presence made the world smaller, safer, and filled with possibility. Every detail, from the scent of the horses and fresh earth to the fading warmth of the sun on her skin, seemed to imprint on her soul, a tapestry woven with fear, hope, and tentative excitement. She found herself stealing glances at him, noticing the lines of experience etched gently on his face, the quiet determination in his posture, the unspoken promises held in the tilt of his head, and slowly, she realized that healing could arrive not in grand gestures, but in steady constancy, trust extended without demand, patience offered without judgment. As they reached the ranch, she dismounted hesitantly, her boots crunching against the gravel as the vast expanse of land stretched before her, lush pastures dotted with grazing horses, the elegant house rising like a promise in the fading light. Yet all of it seemed meaningless if her heart remained locked behind walls of fear and past sorrow. Silence settled between them, her mind swirling with doubts, memories of betrayal and loss threatening to steal the fragile hope she had nurtured along the journey. Her gaze lifted to him, studying the sincerity etched into the lines of his face, the unwavering steadiness in his posture. The way his eyes seemed to see past the mask she had worn for so long, to the raw, aching truth of her loneliness. His presence offering not judgment but acceptance, not demand but gentle invitation. She opened her eyes, saw the unwavering patience in his gaze, the silent promise of care and protection, and with a trembling yet determined step, she reached for his hand, her fingers intertwining with his, feeling a warmth that spread through her like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. And in that single act of courage, she let go of the shadows of the past, embracing the possibility of love, belonging, and a new beginning that was waiting patiently beyond the threshold of fear. The widow finally allowed herself to believe, her fingers still entwined with his as a warmth spread from her chest through every limb, a fragile but undeniable hope taking root where fear and sorrow had long resided. She inhaled deeply, letting the sense of hay, earth, and the fading sun fill her senses, feeling for the first time in months that life could be gentle and kind rather than harsh and unyielding. His presence beside her was steady yet comforting, not overbearing but reassuring, a quiet strength that made her heart feel safe enough to open gradually to the possibility of love and belonging. Her laughter, soft and hesitant at first, blended with the sounds of the ranch, the distant neigh of horses, the rustle of wind through trees, creating a melody that seemed to celebrate survival and new beginnings. They walked together toward the house, steps synchronized in unspoken agreement that life could continue forward, that the past did not define them, and that shared courage could overcome fear. She felt tears prick the corners of her eyes, not from sorrow but from relief and awe, that after so long wandering, so much solitude and heartache, someone had offered not just safety but recognition of her worth, not just protection but the promise that her heart could rest and rebuild. Sometimes life brings strangers into your path at the perfect moment, and she followed him home, each step, carrying the weight of fear mixed with fragile hope, only to discover that what awaited her was far more than shelter. It was love that soothed the scars of loneliness, hope that painted tomorrow in colors she had long forgotten, and a sense of belonging that made her heart ache with relief. Her eyes met his, seeing not wealth or power but sincerity and a quiet strength that promised care without condition, proving that true richness is measured in hearts touched rather than gold earned. Tears welled in her eyes as she realized that the world could still surprise her, that even in despair miracles unfold when someone extends a hand and says, "Follow me home." Their journey was just beginning, but in that instant, she felt whole, cherished, believed in, forever changed by a stranger who became her family. And together they stepped into a future illuminated by trust, love, and unwavering hope.